Hello and welcome back to Math and Maticians. Today, we're taking a detour from our usual journey through the lives of hedge fund managers and scientists to explore the captivating world of political stock trading. We're stepping into the realm where numbers and politics collide, where financial gain somehow intersects with the heart of our democracy. Our focus today? The beautiful case of Congressman Josh Gottheimer, a rather successful stock trader in the halls of Congress, and his stock trades filed this week. As members of a democratic society, we entrust our officials with representing our interests. But what happens when they engage in financial activities that blur the lines between public service and personal gain? To understand the implications, we must delve deeper into Congressman Gottheimer's actions. Josh Gottheimer, a Democrat representing New Jersey's 5th congressional district, is no stranger to high finance. Before politics, he had a successful private sector career, holding executive positions at Ford and serving as a speechwriter for President Clinton. This background gives him a unique market understanding, making him a skilled investor. However, his recent stock trades have raised concerns. On March 6, 2025, he filed trades involving Microsoft call options, catching the attention of ethics watchdogs. Critics argue his actions raise ethical concerns, especially given his role on the House Financial Services Committee. To grasp Congressman Gottheimer's investment strategy, we must delve into Microsoft's market position. The tech giant has shifted focus to cloud computing, a strategic pivot essential for growth. At the heart of this is Azure, competing with Amazon's AWS and Google's GCP. Under CEO Satya Nadella, Microsoft has secured major contracts but faces challenges in maintaining cloud infrastructure. The company's response involves heavy investment in cloud infrastructure and strategic partnerships. This balancing act will be crucial for Microsoft's future success. In the cutthroat world of technology, where innovation moves at breakneck speed, strategic partnerships are essential for survival. Microsoft has forged a complex web of alliances, including a significant partnership with OpenAI, the lab behind ChatGPT. This collaboration began in 2019 with a $1 billion investment. Microsoft integrates OpenAI's tech into Bing and Azure, challenging Google's dominance. In gaming, Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard signals its metaverse ambitions. Managing these alliances requires a deft touch and constant reassessment. While Microsoft navigates the turbulent waters of the tech industry, a more insidious threat looms on the horizon: the growing specter of geopolitical risk. As a global behemoth, Microsoft is entangled in international relations, subject to the whims of governments and global politics. Trade wars, sanctions, and cyber attacks present a minefield of risks, threatening to disrupt operations and damage reputation. In China, Microsoft faces tight control over information and censorship, balancing compliance with free expression. The ongoing war in Ukraine has strained relations with Russia, forcing difficult choices. Microsoft suspended sales in Russia, condemned the invasion, and provided aid, facing backlash and financial losses. These risks highlight the increasing intersection of technology and geopolitics. Technology is now a tool of statecraft, and Microsoft is caught in the crosshairs. Now let's turn our attention to the ethical tightrope walked by those who serve in our government. It's a realm where personal gain must be weighed against the public good, where even the appearance of impropriety can erode trust in democracy. Congressman Gottheimer's Microsoft stock options raise questions about ethical boundaries. The concept of insider information is at the heart of this dilemma. As a member of the House Financial Services Committee, he has access to non-public information. This creates an ethical cloud that lingers, regardless of intent. It highlights the tension between personal wealth and public service. In 2012, Congress passed the Stock Act to address insider trading. This bipartisan legislation aimed to close loopholes that allowed lawmakers to profit from non-public information. A decade later, questions linger about its effectiveness. The Stock Act prohibits members of Congress from using non-public information for personal gain and requires trade disclosures within 45 days. Critics argue its weak enforcement and self-reporting system make it ineffective. The 45-day disclosure window still allows lawmakers to conceal questionable trades. Critics say this delay renders the Stock Act's transparency provisions toothless. Beyond the legal debates, public perception is a fundamental issue. Financial scandals erode trust between the governed and those who govern. Congressman Gottheimer's Microsoft trades fuel public skepticism. The image of a lawmaker profiting from investments under his committee's purview reinforces the perception of a rigged system. This cynicism breeds apathy and disengagement from the political process. Each ethical lapse contributes to disillusionment and a belief that the system is beyond repair. This cynicism creates a fertile ground for extremism and undermines democracy. Let's delve into Congressman Gottheimer's investment strategy. In-the-money call options. Options are like betting on a horse to finish within a certain range. Call options bet on the stock price rising above a predetermined level by a specific date. If the stock price surpasses the strike price in addition to the price of the stock, the option holder profits. If not, the option expires worthless, resulting in a financial loss. As YouTuber Nicholas Crown famously states, the risk involved in options are the price you pay for them, which is very much true. This element of time decay adds risk and complexity to options trading. In-the-money call options offer higher profit probability, but come with a higher price tag and far heftier risk. Gottheimer's investment in Microsoft call options reveals a bullish outlook on the tech giant's future. He's betting that Microsoft's stock price will greatly exceed $240 by the end of 2025. This strategy carries significant risk, especially since Microsoft is currently trading just under $400, and as unforeseen headwinds could render the options worthless. Microsoft's strengths include its Windows OS, Office Suite, Azure Cloud Platform, and AI partnerships. However, it faces challenges like competition, cybersecurity threats, and geopolitical risks. Gottheimer's investment is a calculated gamble on Microsoft's ability to navigate these challenges. As for some additional information, we are not entirely sure the price per contract the congressman paid, but the current asking price for that contract at the time of making this video was $15,200, implying that Congressman hopes Microsoft is trading somewhere in the realm of $392 or hopefully higher by the time December comes along. The success of Gottheimer's call options hinges on various factors. The tech industry is volatile, susceptible to sudden shifts and global market whims, especially as the highs of companies like Nvidia and AMD begin to settle at much more understandable, not as inflated stock prices. A single cybersecurity breach or economic downturn could impact Microsoft's stock price. Microsoft faces intense competition from Amazon Web Services and Google's cloud. Its recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard faces regulatory scrutiny. Geopolitical risks add to the uncertainty. Gottheimer's investment reflects either deep understanding or remarkable faith in Microsoft's future. Gottheimer isn't the only member of Congress engaging in stock market activity by any means. Financial disclosure reports reveal a whirlwind of buys, sells, and strategic maneuvers. This activity raises concerns about lawmakers prioritizing personal wealth over public service. It feeds the perception that Washington is out of touch. The Stock Act attempts to curtail abuses, but proving misuse of non-public information is difficult. The 45-day disclosure window allows lawmakers to conceal questionable activity. The inherent conflict of interest creates a perception of corruption. Let's look at notable trades by other members of Congress. Representative Gilbert Ray Cisneros, Jr., Democratic from California, disclosed notable purchases in Merck & Company in addition to putting his faith in Microsoft alongside fellow Representative Gottheimer. Cisneros, Jr. also sold numerous small positions in different companies, most notable being the sale of United Health Group on February 26. Alternatively, Congressman David McCormick, Republican senator from Pennsylvania, is utilizing a different strategy focused on municipal securities and substantial faith in Bitcoin, with the recent adoption of a cryptocurrency reserve for the U.S. These trades highlight the complex web of connections between lawmakers' portfolios and the industries they oversee. Together, they paint a troubling picture of personal wealth intertwined with governance. But what can be done to address this issue? Some argue for a complete ban on stock trading by members of Congress. Others propose strengthening the Stock Act, tightening disclosure requirements, and bolstering enforcement. Lawmakers must hold themselves to a higher standard, prioritizing public good over personal gain. The public must demand greater transparency and accountability. scrutinize financial disclosures, and hold elected officials accountable. Only through vigilance and ethical conduct can we restore trust in government. The story of Congressman Gottheimer and his Microsoft trades opens a window into a larger dilemma: the uneasy coexistence of power and wealth in a democratic society. It's a paradox as old as democracy itself, this delicate dance between personal gain and the common good. We elect leaders, entrusting them with power, yet expect them to resist temptations of influence. Throughout history, this tension has toppled empires and tested democracy. From Roman senators to modern politicians, the allure of enrichment corrupts. Wealth can drive progress, but also erode trust in institutions. In the U.S., this tension is particularly acute. Our system often blurs the lines between public service and private gain. We celebrate success, but recognize the potential for abuse. This balance lies at the heart of our democracy. Gottheimer's case reminds us of this ongoing struggle. A lawmaker profiting from investments reinforces the perception of a rigged game. This cynicism breeds apathy, distrust, and helplessness among the electorate. The erosion of trust in government is a slow and insidious process, often fueled by 1,000 small cuts rather than a single fatal blow. Each instance of perceived ethical lapses, each whiff of scandal, each time a lawmaker seems more concerned with their portfolio than the plight of their constituents, it chips away at the already fragile foundation of our democracy. This creeping cynicism, if left unchecked, can have devastating consequences, leading to political polarization, gridlock, and a decline in civic engagement. So, how do we reverse this trend? How do we restore trust in our institutions and ensure that our elected officials are truly accountable to the people they serve? The answer, as with most complex challenges, lies in a multifaceted approach, one that combines legal reforms, ethical leadership, and an engaged and informed citizenry. On the legal front, strengthening the Stock Act is a crucial first step. Tightening the disclosure requirements, closing loopholes, and bolstering enforcement mechanisms would make it more difficult for lawmakers to engage in questionable trading practices without facing consequences. Moreover, establishing an independent body, perhaps modeled after the Securities and Exchange Commission, to oversee congressional trading activity could help to remove any perception of bias or conflict of interest. However, legal reforms alone are insufficient. We also need ethical leadership, individuals who understand that public service is a privilege, not a path to personal enrichment. Lawmakers must recognize that their actions, even those seemingly private and inconsequential, are subject to public scrutiny. They must hold themselves to a higher standard, one that prioritizes the common good over personal gain. And finally, we, the citizens, must demand better from our elected officials. We must scrutinize their financial disclosures, question their motives, and hold them accountable for their actions. We must engage in informed debate, participate in the political process, and exercise our right to vote. Apathy and cynicism are the enemies of democracy. Only through active participation and a shared commitment to ethical conduct can we hope to restore trust in our government and ensure that it truly serves the needs of the people. The story of Congressman Gottheimer and his Microsoft trades, while seemingly a narrow case study, ultimately transcends the realm of finance and politics. It forces us to confront fundamental questions about the nature of power, the meaning of public service, and the values we want to uphold as a society. It's a story that has played out countless times throughout history, a tale as old as civilization itself, and yet it remains as relevant and urgent as ever. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, grappling with challenges ranging from climate change and economic inequality to technological disruption and geopolitical instability, the need for ethical leadership and a robust democracy has never been greater. We need leaders who are not only competent and visionary, but also honest, transparent, and accountable to the people they serve. We need a system of government that is not only efficient and effective, but also fair, just, and worthy of our trust. The battle against corruption, against the abuse of power for personal gain, is a never-ending struggle. It requires constant vigilance, a willingness to speak truth to power, and a commitment to holding our leaders accountable. It demands that we, the citizens, remain engaged and informed, participating in the political process and demanding better from those who represent us. The legacy of Congressman Gottheimer's Microsoft trades and countless other instances of ethical lapses by those in positions of power will ultimately depend on how we, as a society, choose to respond. Will we allow cynicism and apathy to erode the foundations of our democracy? Or will we rise to the challenge, demanding transparency, accountability, and a renewed commitment to the common good? The answer, as always, lies in our hands. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you have anything to add or share. And please subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the trades of Congress and opportunities we see in the market. Thanks again, and until next time, stay calculating, my friends.